Chandrasekhar, as a proactive MP who calls a spade, what changes should be brought about to bring in some kind of a decorum in Parliament?
I think the best thing to bring in decorum would be for the government of the day, and I don't mean just Parliament. It also applies to legislatures, okay, state legislatures. So this point that I'm making applies to both. Is that the government is seen as being more responsive and respectful of the opposition's views.
Okay.
If the government is sensitive and responsive to when the opposition says something substantial, I'm not saying if they just say Prime Minister should resign or the Chief Minister should resign, the Prime Minister should not resign. But when the government and the opposition, or the opposition in Parliament or in the legislature has a particular point of view, if the government establishes a track record of being responsive, then there'll be more decorum, there'll be more respect. Decorum is a sign of lack of respect for the government or the frustration with government. So it takes two to tango, as you know, the famous saying. The governments of the day must send a signal that we are responsive. People will also get a sense that the government is not being very irresponsible and is doing it more than its wit. And then if the opposition of the day is irresponsible, then they will be immediately typed as being irresponsible. Today it is very, very difficult to lay the fault on any one person or any one party. Because yesterday there was in Parliament, as you know, there was a uproar about the Gujarat Lokpal. Now, in my opinion, there would be no reason for that uproar if the government had not done that in the manner it had done it. So if you do some things wrong, then you have to have the consequence. Unfortunately, the consequence is borne by the...
I wish these people understand, MPs understand, that both the government and the
No, I think it's the political leadership that has to understand.
Okay.
I'll tell you something, Balram. No MP likes to kick and scream in Parliament. Why is it of any great interest for a MP who's an educated person sitting there representing his constituency to shout and scream? I mean, it's not. I don't think anybody likes to shout and scream, and everybody is in his mind a decent person. But they do it because the political leadership compels them.
They're forced to do it.
Yeah, they're forced to do it.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, you said as an independent MP, you don't have any pressure of any party on you, so you can speak out clearly. What about the other independent members? I'm sure they are there. Are they also speaking like you, or are they keeping quiet?
No, very difficult to establish one, level of passion or commitment. I have always been a person, Balram, who says, my philosophy has been very simple, which is if I get an opportunity, I like to use the opportunity to the maximum. I always act like the opportunity may not be there tomorrow. So if I get an opportunity to stand in the Parliament where great leaders have stood, I want to speak, and I will speak what is in my mind. As long as I believe it is true, I am not being disparaging. I am not being, I'm not doing any, I'm forwarding any, putting forth any particular agenda. If I am saying this in behalf of my country and behalf of what I believe in, I will do it. Because I believe for me to get an opportunity to stand there in the Parliament, where many great leaders have stood, it's the same building where, great leaders have stood, is an opportunity that you get once a lifetime. I never expected to be an MP, and I became an MP. So, I don't want to lose that opportunity. Now, other people, how they conduct themselves, it's up to them. They have to answer.
Conducting themselves is different, Mr. Chandrasekhar. But independents as a group, do you come together to discuss an issue?
No. It's not possible. There are different people in different independent MPs have different not viewpoints, different agendas. Okay. And I can't even claim to say that there is any common thread across independent MPs. Independent MPs is not always about independent thought. Independent MPs only means they don't have party affiliation. Independent thought, there are people in parties also who have independent thought but are unable to say it because, now for example, there was Varun Gandhi. Varun Gandhi is in the BJP, but he also tried to push the Jan Lokpal bill. So there are people like that. There are many young MPs like that who have independent thoughts, who have independent views. So the axiom is, independent MPs are not always independent, and party MPs are not always party. There could be some people who are independent thoughts.
Mr. Chandrasekhar, what next on your agenda?
No, in terms of politics or?
Politics.
No, I want to continue to be part of a movement that establishes an agenda for governance reforms. That is my favorite focus, if you want to call it that. I believe that is something that is required And if I can be part of that change, whether from the outside, whether from the inside, whether political, consultative, advisory, whatever, I would be very, very happy. And then, of course, I have other agendas, which is the armed forces and, you know, national security and other areas that I'm very, very passionate about. I will continue to do this. And of course, my most intense desire is to see Bangalore, the chaos that we have in Bangalore, be transformed into really creating the first modern metropolis in India. India, we do not have a modern city in India, excepting for Delhi. And Delhi is because it's Delhi, Lutyens Delhi. If Bangalore can become the first modern city which, you know, preserves its heritage, culture, at the same time grows to becoming a modern city, absorbing people from the outside and giving a decent standard of living and services to everybody, that is the other passion. And so these are the three areas that I will continue to focus on.
You are young, you have a long way to go, and you have that passion to do something. I'm sure it will do good. But one parting shot, Mr. Chandrasekhar, who do you think has the right credentials in the country today to become the Lokpal? You can give me 2 or 3 names.
No, you know, I'll tell you, the Lokpal need not be a celebrity. And one of the mistakes we are making in this debate about the Lokpal is that you should know who the Lokpal is. It is not necessary at all. And I think if it is a faceless person who is not known before he became Lokpal, and it should be that. We should not pick somebody who's an icon created by the media. We should go into the selection of the Lokpal based on his track record, his performance, his integrity, and his integrity not as measured by media, again, his integrity as measured by his life. And so there are, you know, why are we even worried about this? We are a nation of 1.2 billion people. There are many people. There are Anna's children all over the country. There are many, many people who can step up and be a Lokpal, not just one. We will have, you know, hundreds of Lokpals. But the mistake we are making today is to try and make this about picking a Lokpal from the select people that we already know in media. And we should not do that mistake.
Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar. You indeed played a role as a parliamentarian brilliantly. How we wish all our MPs were like you. You answer all my questions with great style. I am sure you inspired our listeners. Thank you once again. Hello, Bangaloreans. I'll be back next week, same day, same time with another mover and shaker. Have a great weekend. This is Balram signing off.
Thank you.